We are a group of about 80 people, about to begin a 3-day luxury cruise to New York. After a short stay in New York, we will tour the USA, South America and Canada. It's a dream trip. Everyone is very excited. We are from all walks of life and all ages. Some of us have won the trip in a competition. Some of us are very wealthy and can afford to do this for an annual holiday. One couple have just retired. It's the trip of a lifetime for them. One couple have just got married. This trip, their honeymoon, was a wedding present from wealthy grandparents. The highlight of the cruise is the captain's ball. It takes place on the last of the 3 nights on board. It is a very luxurious affair. Everyone wears evening dress. The women have beautiful designer gowns. Some have had them made for them. Some have hired them. The men have evening suits. That is why there are dresses and suits draped over the island today. Among them, on the island, you can see wine bottles and candles to remind us of the banquet they were enjoying when disaster struck. It was 11 o'clock on the night of the ball. The ship was on autopilot. All the crew were at the ball. The ship was travelling in a straight line, headed for New York, where she would dock in the morning. There was no reason for anyone to be at the controls. Suddenly there was a loud graunching sound of metal scraping along metal. The ship listed to one side and stayed there. People screamed. They slid to the floor. There was the sound of cutlery and glass crashing to the floor. The lights went out. There was silence. Just the sound of the waves. Waves on the beach. The ship was still, completely still. No one moved. Everyone was completely silent, shocked, taking in what had happened. No one was hurt. The captain called to everyone to stay where they were, while he and the crew went to investigate what had happened. People began to pick themselves up, calmed but puzzled by the lack of motion. A few people made their way up on deck. They looked over the side, and by the light of the moon and stars, they could see what the captain and his crew were also discovering. The impossible had happened. The ship had run aground. The ship had run aground where no land existed. This was the run to New York, straight across the vast, empty ocean. Everyone gathered in the ballroom, where the captain made his report. He advised everyone to try and get some sleep. They were completely safe. The ship wasn't damaged. They were in no danger of sinking. The problem was that he had no idea where they were. In the morning, people climbed down from the ship and explored the area where they were. It was very beautiful. There was plenty of fruit, especially bananas, to eat. One group found fresh water. Some people almost began to enjoy the adventure. The captain and the crew explored the area and tried to make radio contact with the outside world. That night, the passengers built a fire on the beach and everyone gathered round. The captain's face was grave. I have to tell you that what has happened to us is quite impossible. We are somewhere that does not exist. We cannot make contact with the rest of the world. The radar is down, and I suspect that we have disappeared from the screens in New York. I think that to the people at home we have simply disappeared from the earth. There will be an air search over the area of the ocean where we were last seen, but my guess is that it will be fruitless. They will assume that we went down. It will always be a mystery. Meanwhile, unless or until things change, we must make up our minds to stay here and survive. Our chances of that are high. We have searched the surrounding area. We believe that we're on an island. We can see no sign of predators or human inhabitants. Food and fresh water are plentiful. We can use the ship and the supplies for a while, until we have made the transition to live on the island. The ship and its contents will not last forever, but they will last for long enough.